Okay, let's evaluate some functions that are defined in multiple variables. So on the first one, we have f of x, y is x squared minus y squared. We want to evaluate, first of all, f of 0, 4. So what we want to do on this one is really we have an x value, right? The first value is going to be an x value, and the second value is going to be a y value. So to evaluate this, we're going to replace the x in the function with 0, and then replace the y in the function with 4. So 0 minus 16 is going to work out to be negative 16. All right, what if we change it around and go f of 4, 0? That's an x and that's a y. So we're going to replace the x this time with 4. Replace the y with 0. And we get 16 minus 0, which works out to be 16. Now what happens if we change it up and we go f of x, 4? All right, in this case, we replace the x with x, or leave that alone, minus replace the y with a 4, and that's going to get squared. So a little bit of simplifying down, we can say x squared minus 16. Now what about when they get a little bit more complicated? So in this next one, we have a function defined in 4 variables. So what we want to do if we're trying to evaluate f of 1, 2, 3, 4 is you want to be careful and basically line everything up. So as you take a look at this, you'll notice that x is going to be replaced with 1. And there's another x over here, so I'm going to replace it with 1 as well. And then y gets replaced with 2. So there was a y over here. It's going to get replaced with 2. We have z gets replaced with 3. There was a z here in the denominator and a z at the end that's going to get cubed. And finally, we had a w is going to get replaced with 4. There was only a w down here in the denominator. So as we replace that in, from here, all we have to do is do some simplifying down. So we get 1 minus 1/12, 3 times 4 makes 12 in the denominator, plus 1 times 2 is 2, and then 3 squared is 9, so 2 times 9 is 18. This works out to be 19 as I combine the 1 and the 18 minus 1/12. If we did the work to get a common denominator here, we could say that 18, think of it as, the 19, think of it as over 1. We would multiply numerator and denominator each by 12. 19 times 12 for that numerator is going to work out to be 228 over 12 minus the 1/12, giving us a final answer of 227 divided by 12 as we combine those numerators and keep the common denominator. Now we're also going to evaluate this next function in 4 variables at 1, 2, 3, 4 again. All right, so f of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1 is going to go in for the x. 2 is going to go in for the y. You may notice we also have a y at the end, so just kind of mapping this out. 102, y is going to get replaced back here with a 2. Z is going to get replaced with a 3. There's a 3 goes in for the z at the end. And finally, the 4 is going to replace our w. There's only a 4 right in there. All right, doing a little bit of simplifying down, we're going to get the square root of 2 minus 16 plus 102 times 2 times 3 works out to be 612. Now I'll go ahead and combine together the negative 16 plus 612 gives us positive 596, but I'm not going to reduce any further than that. That's a great answer, just like that. So hopefully it makes sense how we can evaluate functions with multiple variables. It's really not that bad. You just kind of have to say what's getting plugged in for which exact letter, replace them in, and then do whatever simplifying you can. Hope this helps. Good luck.